Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D, and we're looking at the 1944 Lincoln 1 cent coins from the United States of America. We have a whole pile of them here, and you're looking at them and you're going to say, well, that one's a little different. And we'll talk about why that one's a little different. But first, we want to say that this is one of the coins that collectors always look for. So if you get some 1944 pennies, always look for these. Actually, if you get some 1943 pennies, look for this, what we're going to talk about also. So what is it? Well, it all starts right here, and this is the reason that one of the 1944 S pennies sold for $373,000. This is the 1943 penny, and it's a Denver Mint, of course. But notice how the difference in color, it just looks like a different coin, and that's because it is. In 1943, during World War II, they decided to save the copper that was used in pennies and use it for munitions. And so they made steel pennies. So this is a zinc-coated steel penny that came out in 1943. And you can see it's just difference in color and everything else. One of the things you'll find out if you pick it up, oh, look at the back of that versus the back of these. What a difference. And you can actually see the zinc coating wearing off, and you're getting down to the steel here. One of the things that that we know about this coin is that it weighs quite a different amount from a regular Lincoln penny. So let's just take it and put it on the scale. We got the scale. Let's turn it on and let it set to 0. And then we'll just put the penny on. 2.7. So the steel penny is 2.7 grams. We have it set in grams. That's what the way a lot of coins are weighed in terms of how to identify them. And then we put the regular Lincoln penny on from 1944, and we've gone from 2.7 to 3.04. So you can clearly tell the difference. Even if you couldn't tell the difference by looking at them, you can tell the difference by weighing them. The steel penny is about 0.3 grams less than the copper penny. So they made these in 1943, and they did a couple things with them. In 1943, they actually made some of these in copper by mistake. And so those are very, very valuable pennies, incredibly valuable pennies. But then in 1944 at San Francisco, and this is a San Francisco Mint one right here that you can see. We got the S on there. In 1944 at San Francisco, they actually made some of the 1944 pennies which had switched to copper. They made some of them in steel, zinc-coated steel. So how can you tell the difference for those? Well, that's the interesting thing, because we can just go back to the scale, really, right? And so if this coin, first off, we can tell by the color. It's not the right color, is it? So we're pretty sure that that's not a 1944 S, the $300,000, $400,000 one. But then we'll also put it on the scale in 3.04. So if we find any S's, let's put them on the scale. So it's the Lincoln penny. It's a 1944 S, and that's what you'll be looking for. But let's look through all the 1944 since we're here. S for San Francisco Mint. At the San Francisco Mint in 1944, they made 282.76 million. So they made a lot of them. 282 million, that's a lot. Well, you think that's a lot until you look at what happened at the Philadelphia Mint. And this is a Philadelphia Mint, and of course you can see that there's no mint mark there because Philadelphia doesn't have a mint mark on it. So at the Philadelphia Mint, they made 1.4 billion. So they made a lot of these. And then at the Denver Mint, this is a D for Denver here. The Denver Mint, they made 430 million. So they made about 2 billion between the three of these, but they made some S's out of steel instead of copper. And so let's see if we can find another S in there. I think there was one more. There's another S, and we'll take it over and we'll just put it on the scale just for fun, but we know just by looking at it that it probably can't be, right? 3.05. So notice some of them were this is a 3.06, I guess, in the end. Some of them were 3.1, 3.05. They do wear down a little bit, so sometimes you get coins that are kind of in a range. And that range is And that range is within a few, usually less than a tenth of a gram. So how many of the 1944 steel coins did they make? Not very many. We've identified probably less than 10, and that's why they're so expensive. If you're looking for them and you just want to get a regular penny, like these ones, how much are these worth? These are worth about $1, maybe a little less than $1. They're just not that expensive. The steel cents, unless you get them in really good shape, aren't going to be worth very much. The 43S is sometimes going to be worth more. This is a 43D, but the 43S is sometimes going to be worth more. But even then, unless it's in really good shape, it's going to be worth under $2. All right. Well, that's all we have today from the Big D Coins. This is DC saying we'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.